Hi everybody, I'm Jack.
Jake.
This is Live at 5 here at Island Music Company, 502 to be exact, and some change. It's a busy day here at the shop today.
Yep.
This is the time of year where all the families are like, you know what, summer's almost here. Time to return the instruments. So people are bringing back all their trumpets, their trombones, their saxophones, their flutes, their clarinets, their baritones, their piccolos, their tubas, their
Bells.
tenor saxophones, their bells. You know, I should probably keep listing things that they actually have. No one rents piccolos. Just buy one. We got at least one.
And it's not the Dragon Ball Z kind.
No, it's not green, although I'll find you a green one if you want a green one. That's one of the cool things about here. I'll use a company. If you want it, we'll find it. So, I was going to swap these guitars, and I even said it right before the countdown started that I did. So guess what? Here's a little behind-the-scenes action of Live at 5. Sometimes you get up here and realize, hey, these would look cooler if they were lined up a different way. And you just kind of forget to do it because you're in a hurry. And so you just do it during the show because, you know, why not? That's a fun one. I can't wait to get to that later. All right.
Anywho,
this is a pretty good representation of Island Music Company up here. We have a handful of Ibanez guitars. I've got Fender, Taylor, something unique to us that you're not going to see in many other places, like BC Rich. And the one thing I'm just really missing that I really probably should have grabbed the ones, so we're just kind of keeping them in the loop, is all of our Gibson and Epiphone that we have in stock. So make sure you check the website, because it is online, right?
it is online. You just can't purchase it. You have to call.
Call me personally. I'll get that Gibson to your house. You know, one thing we never really talk about that I wish we remembered to talk about more, Jake? The weather.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. You know, if you live within 50 miles of Island Music Company and you buy an item online or through email or through Reverb and all that, we get it to you shipped the same day. Because UPS gets it to you the right next day. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah. So if you live within 50 miles of Island Music Company, you buy something on our website, you get it the next day. Well, within hours, certain hours. UPS picks up at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if you place your order at 5:30, you'll get it in 2 days. But if you order it before 4 o'clock on any day of the week, you'll get it the next day. Thanks, UPS. And thank you, valued customers. So we're going to just blow through it right here.
Okay.
A few weeks back, we had the Acoustasonic Standard Jazzmaster and that nice flat black finish. It was an amazing guitar, and I ranted and raved about it. But now we have the Telecaster here and the really nice, what are they calling this burst, Jake? Do you remember?
No. Box is right there.
Honey Burst. I was going to say, it reminded me like a mixture of Sienna and Mocha, which I guess honey kind of falls in between that. That makes no sense, but color-wise it does. Remember, the standard Acoustasonics are everything I thought the Acoustasonic should be from the get-go. Nothing against Fender, nothing against their design, their development. They wanted to create something groundbreaking, so they did. I just thought it should be a little simpler, a little bit easier on the price point. And that's what this is. They come in at what, $5.99? And they're made in Indonesia. Yeah, check the label on the box. But remember, these guitars here, volume knob, blend knob. And it's just
$5.99.
Yeah, $5.99. And it's just a real simple blend knob that goes back and forth from the magnetic pickup to the under saddle pickup. And remember, it's a Tele, so you can't go wrong there. Everyone loves a good Tele.
It tells all.
It tells all. Right next to it, we have an Ibanez S1070 PBZ. Because you know how they are with their names. It's the hard time. Everyone's like, I'm looking for an Ibanez. Which one? They're like, yeah. I'm getting closer and closer to deciphering them. I know the S's are the thinner body. I know the numbers dictate the color and the pickup configuration. I can't explain it to you, but I know when I read it, I know what guitar I'm looking for.
I'll be honest. The only thing I can instantly remember is what gem is.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, or the RGs, the SRs.
Yep.
Those are pretty,
Those are
standard things. But like, I'm to a point to where I can read an Ibanez model number and recognize what I'm looking for, but I won't know how to like decipher it for you. Now, what's crazy about this guitar is one, the finish. This is a gorgeous top on this guitar. It looks fantastic. You've got an amazing set of DiMarzio pickups in there. You have your Ibanez trem system. This is a fantastic guitar. I love the solid streak right through the middle of the body. But what's really cool about this is it's a Wizard profile neck. Go to the locking tuners with a locking nut. Still not sure what happened there. I don't understand the whole double locked guitar. Anyways, but
if one fails, the other.
if one fails, that's right. So what I like about these Wizard necks, you see all the striping on the back of the neck? Mm-hmm. Those aren't colors, right? Those aren't colors that they added to the neck. Those are all different pieces of wood. Mm-hmm. So if we get down to it, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's an 11-piece neck. And all of those pieces are finely cut, crafted, shaved, fitted, all the way up through the headstock, through, some companies will call it a vlute, but it's the anchor that exists in the back of the headstock to create resistance. If there's a breaking point, it helps with that lean, that tilt back that goes into helping create sustainability and tone. Mm. It's a fantastic piece from Ibanez, from their premium series of guitars. Doesn't get much better than that when you're dealing with Ibanez. Fantastic stuff. We're going to come back to these Taylors, because they're new Taylors. Mm-hmm. So I'll make sure everyone's aware of that. We got new Taylors on the market, and they're not just any new Taylors, Jake. They're new Taylors for $500.
Really?
Jake, I think these are priced up incredibly wrong.
I think the ones that you're looking for are on the other side of the stage.
No, it's multiples of these. I think.
But still, I think the one.
No, trust me. We'll fix that later. That's a fun little mistake. They're not online yet, are they?
Nope.
Good. All right. So these are $499.
Just came in today.
$499. You have two options. We're just going to get into them now since I'm already talking about it. You have the 24 CE and the 14 CE. Now remember, Taylor's model numbers dictate a lot about the guitar. Mm-hmm. Now, because you're missing that first number, so a 124, 224, 324, 314, 114, all those. We're missing that first number. So it doesn't dictate what model line it's in. They are their own line of guitars. Mm-hmm. These guitars here, still being of the 4, dictates that they are Grand Auditorium. Mm-hmm. The 2 dictates what kind of finish it is on there. This is a mahogany top. This is a spruce top. So if you're 1-4, you're 2-4. Mm-hmm. So we understand. So the same thing as if you had a 324 CE. Mm-hmm. Those are traditionally mahogany or like a Tasmanian blackwood. A 224 CE is traditionally like a Koa top with the shaded edge burst. So here you have a 24 CE mm-hmm. and a 14 CE. On these guitars, you have an electronic system, but it's not a Taylor Sense style system. It's not a BTE type system. Mm-hmm. This is from Fishman. And it's worth noting because remember, these are Fishman. The Legacy series guitars are using LR bags. So Taylor's kind of branching out a little bit into their different options. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it a Sapele? No, Sapele bot. Sapele. I got my notes mixed up here. Hold on. It's a new model, and they just popped. I didn't know they were coming today, so I grabbed them real quick to do this. But we've been so busy today, I haven't had a chance to really get into it. So it's a Sapele body, spruce top. It's a maple neck. Standard scale length at 25.5 inch. Yeah. Fantastic little guitar. Now, remember the baby Taylors and the big baby Taylors? Those necks screwed into the top of the guitar?
Yeah.
Same concept here. So you get that thinner, the neck's pretty thin, the higher up you go. It's by no means at all the flashiest guitar Taylor's ever made.
Yeah.
But it is a full-scale, full-bodied Taylor at $500.
Great.
Quite the steal. With electronics. And they still come with those the hard structured Taylor gig bags.
Mm-hmm. Excellent starting point. And
yeah, and it's great because I think they're cheap. They're cheaper than they're definitely cheaper than the 100 series. Right about the same price point as a regular GS Mini without electronics. And I believe they come in cheaper than the Academy series. So it's a fantastic guitar to get for $500. Again, that's the Taylor 114. See? I'm so used to saying this. It's the Taylor 14 CE and the Taylor 24 CE. So come on in, check out the new Taylors, the 14 CE. I kind of caught myself. The 14 CE, the 24 CE, spruce top, mahogany, Sapele body, Fishman electronics, 25.5-inch scale length, full-bodied guitar for $500. Come on in and check them out.
Which one is the left one again?
Depends on which way I'm standing.
Right now.
This is the 14.
Okay.
We're going to move on to something completely different. This is from our friends at BC Rich. And yes, you heard me correctly. I said BC Rich.
Yep.
And they're finally making guitars more than just Warlocks and the models that they made for Stranger Things. So this guitar here is the Shredzilla. And what's great with this guitar, you have two 7-string, what are they, Duncans? Yeah, no, DiMarzios. Two 7-string DiMarzio pickups, strap locks on the receiving end of the guitar. I've got the other end, the parts like all in the strap in a little baggie up here. What I love about this guitar, one, neck through construction. Tuning stability to the max. Two, an Evertune bridge. So now not only are you dealing with a neck through construction, you have the Evertune bridge, which gives you 3 points of access to control your intonation, your action, and the tuning all right here. It's a fantastic piece. I can't wait to see them come equipped on more guitars. Right now, on average, you don't really see them come in on guitars for less than like $1,500, $1,600, $1,700.
Yeah.
But that's because of the construction that goes into putting one of these on there. Mm-hmm. If you're ever curious about it, go to YouTube, go to the Evertune website, and look up the installation videos. They sell guitars on their website where they've put the Evertune system on there, but you're talking about getting a $400 or $500 guitar for $1,000.
Yeah.
But when it's all said and done, it's not that bad of a deal, because if you were to do the upgrade yourself, you're going to pay a technician to do it. You're going to pay for the setup that comes in afterwards. You're going to end up paying probably $1,400, $1,500. They just do all the work for you. You can buy it on their website. I want to look into what it takes to do that kind of stuff here. How can we sell guitars that come with those Evertunes? Because the Evertune bridge system alone is roughly $400 to $500, depending on the configuration. Throw that onto a $500 guitar, that's $1,000. The service, the labor that goes on top of that, Evertune's like, fantastic. I can't wait to see some of the lower level guitars come in with those on there, just because I love this system quite a bit. I have one guitar at home that I'm really contemplating bringing it in and having our service shop route the body out so we can install the Evertune. I think it'd be a great addition, a great feature. I've seen some companies work custom hand in hand with Evertune, and they started coming out with like angled Evertunes for fan fretted necks and stuff. The coolest thing about this guitar that I love to point out, though, and I totally forgot about it until I hung it up, was it has this amazing Pale Moon Ebony fretboard.
Yeah.
Pale Moon Ebony is one of the most visually striking woods I can ever think of. Unfortunately, you don't see it out in the wild too often. Usually custom configurations, things that are over $2,000. Last time I went to the PRS factory, there was a customer's private stock guitar that was being built entirely out of Pale Moon Ebony. The body, the top, the neck, the fretboard. It looked amazing,
Yeah,
but I don't want another price tag on that one.
I would have loved to seen that, but yes, definitely not the price.
Oh, I'm kind of curious. Speaking of fan-fretted instruments, right behind me here is from Ibanez, one of their fan-fretted basses. What I like about Ibanez is they're making fan-fretted instruments in an affordable price range, but they're doing it on headless guitars at an affordable price range. You get fan-fretted instruments, they're pretty standard nowadays. They used to be a niche kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're seeing it across the board from everybody these days, and I like it, but the problem is you're getting most of your stuff for under $1,000 at pretty basic, just gloss black finishes, things like that, but that's to help keep the manufacturing cost down. Even this bass right here, I think we're pushing 15 or 16, $14.99. And that's a fantastic setup. They use the individual saddles for each string. You have the angled Bartolini pickups, the fan frets, the gorgeous construction on the bass here, especially when you start looking into the bevel on the armrest. We're looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. Lost my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 9-piece neck. Gorgeous. I just want to point it out because I think we've talked about some headless guitars right here recently. So I was like, want to point out that the bases exist too, and it's pretty lightweight for all things considered.
Yeah.
Especially being at a 5-string and solid wood and everything like that. So 5-string headless basses exist. What's nice though is Ibanez is continuing to make these headless fan-fretted guitars at a price range that other companies just aren't. Most companies, if you want something headless and fan-fretted with something nice like Bartolini's in there, you're looking over $225, closer to $3,000. And Ibanez is just right on the money right there. Jake, something to think about. I just looked down at the screen. I've looked back, and I get comments on my feed because the video also plays on my Facebook page.
Okay.
But we don't get all the the comments don't show up here. So that's something we need to figure out because I know some of you guys are commenting. I'm not ignoring you. They just don't show up. So we're going to look into that for future streams. And then last guitar of the show, I saw that we had this. I was like, there's no way. This seems like something that sells online way too quick, so I wouldn't actually have it in store. So I was very excited. I had one of the salespeople dig it out for me because it was in the lower basement part of the warehouse. And I don't get a lot of time to go down there. This here is a nice good old 7-string acoustic from Ibanez in the blackout finish. And this is a fantastic piece. You guys have to come in and check these out. Even if you're not a 7-string player, it's a very unique piece to get your hands on. It tunes up well. It holds tuning stability and durability very well. So yes, 7-string Ibanez here in stock. You've got to come check these out. There's really not much to say about it. I was just really caught up with how cool it looks, how fun it is to walk around and play crazy drop tune gent riffs on an acoustic guitar just walking around the store. So come on in and check it out. This is my new pride and joy. They come in at right around $400, $430 I think, $450. Yeah, $429.99. This is the AEG 721 Blackout. All right. Anything else from you, Jake? We had our George Lynch clinic last week, and that was a great success. We're going to post some photos about that here soon, and thank everybody for coming out to that. That was really good. Hope you all enjoyed it. Got some nice signatures from George on your guitars. Keep an eye out for these. They'll be posted probably here soon. Even if we just got you stock photos, we'll get something up so we can get these new guitars in your hands from Taylor.
Yep.
I got nothing else.
And nothing else I can really think
All right,
of.
we'll do our run through of everything we talked about, and then we'll get rolling. Remember, we had the Fender Acoustasonic Standard with the mag and the undersaddle pickup. We have the Ibanez S Series with the Seymour or DiMarzio. Were these Seymours or DiMarzios? DiMarzios. The 24 CE, the headless fan-fretted basses from Ibanez, the 14 CE, the Shredzilla, and the AEG 2717. It's a 7-string acoustic from Ibanez. So thank y'all for tuning in, for hanging out today. This week's episode of Live at 5. I'm Jack.
I'm Jake.
We'll see you next week.
See you.